Alright guys, let's get started. So today I have the two newest colors from Lureworks, Jelly Orange Dye and Sexy Shad Blue. We're just going to be looking at Jelly Orange Dye today. I will do a video on Sexy Shad Blue later. I'm really curious with this, as most of us probably know, and if you don't, you're about to learn. Jelly Apple Red Dye is a pretty unique color in that it can be used with blue, green, and any other number of colors to kind of create a changeable. So I'm curious to find out, one, what does Jelly Orange Dye look like on its own? And two, can we add anything to it similar to the Jelly Apple Red and create a changeable effect? So let's get started. I've got 1 cup of Pour Sol Pro Medium already cooked up here. And forgive any background noise, guys. I'm out in the garage and I've got the AC going. As you can see, it is 107 degrees in here with the AC running. So we're just going to have to deal with that extra noise today. Alright, so let's start off with, I have a feeling this is going to be pretty thin, but just 10 drops to start. Just want to see what that looks like. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, this is super thin. Just almost pink. Alright, let's do another 10. Alright. I think we're going to need quite a bit more than that, but we shall see. I'm going to shoot these in a couple of molds first without any flake or anything. I just want to see this color on its own. I've got the Epic Drop Shot Leech and a mold from Fat Guys Fishing. It's the 5-inch Heat Seeker. So we're going to shoot those, give us an idea of a thinner bait and something with a little more mass to it. This is super thin. I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of pick it up there on the knife. Very pink. Very pink. Let's do another. Let's just go up in increments of 10, I guess. Alright, there's another 10. Alright. So we're at 30 now. We're still super, I mean, you can see that knife basically, yeah, all the way to the bottom of the cup. So super transparent. Very pink looking on the knife. It does have a little bit of an orange, kind of a blood orange look to it in the cup. Very pink on the knife. So, man, I didn't want to go too far, but that's also really thin. Let's do another 10. Alright, we're at 40 now. Starting to get a little more opaque. I mean, you can't even really call it opaque, but before it was just like tinted glass. Now at least there's some substance to it. Wow, this is much more pink than what I would have expected. given how pink jelly apple red is, I kind of assumed the jelly orange would, I don't know, be more orange. Let's do another 10. That'll bring us to 50. I'm not going any further than that. Oh, that was 11, but we'll call that 50. I don't want to go any further than that right now. Obviously you could, but we're gonna shoot these and then we're going to add some blue to it and see if we can get a similar effect as you would with jelly apple red. Yeah, very pink. Very, very pink. Alright, let me, let's check and see how hot this is. Yeah, it's a little cold. So let me heat this back up, and then I'll move the molds over, and we'll shoot it. Alright, guys, we're back. And I've got this right at... Oh, it hasn't cooled down as much as I thought. It's at 340, so a little hot still. We're gonna stir it out a little bit. 333. I just want it right around or under 330. There may be a couple little bubbles in there. I'm not going to worry about that just for the sake of the color demo, because I'm probably going to melt it all back down anyway. And then I'll back it out. Alright, we're under 330. Get that out of the way. Alright, I've got my 8-ounce into injector. Let's see what we can do here. And I forgot to put my glove on. Not smart. Always put your glove on. Looks really cool there on the end of the injector. Alright, here we go. Ah, get off of there. Alright. And the 5-inch heat seeker. This one, I'm going to hold some pressure on this. This is a new mold to me. And I haven't quite figured it out yet. I've been having problems with it denting on the sides. I've tried shooting it hot. Alright, well, that was interesting. It got so hot out here that my phone shut down. So I was in the middle of holding some pressure on this mold. This is the 5-inch heat seeker from Fat Guys Fishing. I was in the middle of saying that I've been having trouble with it denting on the sides. I've tried shooting it hot. I've tried shooting it cold. I've tried shooting it fast, slow. Haven't figured it out yet. So let's go ahead, and these have cooled off now. Well, as cool as they're going to get. It's 110 degrees out here. So let's see what we've got. And those did not come out pretty, did they? I mean, the color's pretty. Good grief. What a mess, Kyle. Get it together. That's a good looking color. It's not what I expected. There are some bubbles in there. I did expect that. So let's see if I can get you up in here. It is orange. Let me see. Let's see what it looks like when we pull it out of there. Yeah, big old dent there. That's my fault. So any of you that are familiar with Jelly Apple Red, I'm going to say something and I hope it makes sense. So far, this Jelly Orange is kind of the opposite. Let me grab something real quick. I have one that's Jelly Apple Red that I shot. This has got some other stuff in it. But what I mean by the opposite is this Jelly Apple Red is more of a pink with like hints of orange. See, if I turn it there on the end, you can see it's orange looking, but mostly it's pink. Right? This is kind of the opposite. This is orange, and then when you get it in the light just right, it's pink. At least that's my theory so far. Really cool color. Really cool color. I like it a lot. There's about 1 million things you could do with this. So let's move that out of the way. Let's see if we avoided any denting here. I doubt it. How are we coming out? Oh, half on one side, half on the other. Cool. There we go. Alright, this is a really cool mold. I like this mold a lot. If I could figure out how to shoot it to where it doesn't dent. Looks like it flashed a little bit on the tips of the tails there, but that's no big deal. So same thing, nice bright orange. Yeah, see that denting there? I've been having that issue every time I shoot it. Half of them will come out fine, and half of them, that one's pretty good, and half of them have some kind of dent to them. This one looks like, yeah, so this side dented. Really weird. Haven't figured it out. No, doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it yet. We'll get there. But yeah, really cool orange. Kind of a methylate orange. I would almost call it like a tangerine. But you get the light through there. You can kind of see in the tail. Get the light through there, and it's really pink looking. So, really cool. I'm going to save one of each of these, and then we're going to melt it back down. I got my leftovers here. And melt it back down, and then I think we're going to put some blue, some phthalo blue in it, and see what kind of reaction it has. I have a feeling it's going to act a lot like Jelly Apple Red, but I'm wondering, you know, what differences there will be. One thing I want to show you guys real quick. Let's move this stuff out of the way. I have not heard this talked about in the bait making community, and I think it needs to be. Everybody talks about hard packing, right? So you get some colorants that separate. They're more powder based. They separate and they wind up hard packing at the bottom, and you have to shake the living crap out of them. And you still do, but this is what's called a vortex mixer. This one's just a cheap one off Amazon. I'll see if I can find a link and throw it in the description. But basically you just press down and it activates, and this thing just moves in a elliptical motion there. And if you do that, it makes it really, really easy So see, that broke all that stuff up on the bottom. You still have to shake it. It's not a substitute for shaking it. But what it does, especially for like actual hard packing, it helps that ball, your little stainless steel bearing or your nut, whatever you put in there, it bounces around in the bottom of there like a million times an hour, and really helps break all that up. So, you know, normally I'll shake it first, give it a few seconds on here, and then shake it again, and that's it. You're done. You don't have to shake for, you know, 2-3 minutes straight like you do with some of these colorants. So just thought I'd mention that. I came across this in the airbrushing world, and it's kind of, you know, found a nice home with bait making for me, but never heard anybody talk about it, and I thought somebody should. So let me melt this stuff back down. We're gonna try some phthalo blue in there and see what happens. One other thing I wanted to mention, this is my first time using, this is Porsol Pro Medium. This is my first time using the Porsol Pro. I've had some for a while. I've just been working through all the dead-on plastics that I had, and I finally got a chance to use this. Everybody talks about how, well, not everybody, but a lot of people talk about how it is softer than most. I would agree with that. I would say it's, you know, it's pretty darn soft. But with that being said, I don't think it's any more fragile. It's just as durable. I'd say it's just as durable as the dead-on worm blend that I was using, but softer. It may be more durable. I mean, look at that. That's a thin tail. And that's probably 12 inches, 13 inches I've stretched that out. So, just something I wanted to note. Yes, it does feel softer, which I actually like. I mean, you know, the action on that's going to be nuts. But it doesn't feel like it's going to tear very easily. I mean, of course it'll tear, right? Man, that took a lot more than what I thought it would to tear it. It'll tear, but, you know, it still feels very durable. Alright, so we got the majority of the bubbles backed out. It is so hot out here right now, I don't care. It's 109. Let's see, I'll put this down here. It's 109 degrees, so I can deal with a few bubbles just for demo purposes. So we're going to try adding some phthalo blue to this and see what happens. My suspicion is that it's going to act a lot like Jelly Apple Red does, but it's got to be different somehow, right? Oh, please don't blow up on me. Okay, cool. Let's start with 5, I guess. That'll be a 10-to-1 ratio. Just see what happens. Okay, let me turn this around here where I can actually hold it. Ooh, interesting. Hang on, let me get it more mixed up. This is interesting. This is different than Jelly Apple Red. I mean, same in the on the stick, you get that purple magenta kind of, I don't know what you would call it, lavender, magenta, I don't know, it's purpley. But in the thicker parts, in the cup, it's a different, it's a greener brown. Let's go 5 more. So that's 50 and 10. That's a 5-to-1 ratio. Really mix that up good. I'll tell you something else I've noticed so far working with this Porsol Pro that's different than the dead-on that I've been working with, is it seems to have a longer working time. And what I mean by that is, yeah, we're already under 300 here. And with my dead-on, this would have already been getting clumpy. That's a really deep, it's a really pretty deep purple. See if I can get the light. There you go. I'm just curious. Let's drizzle a little. Ooh, wow. Very purple. Do I want to go any more? No, I don't. Let's put flake in it. Let's put, where is it? Some 025 black. Let's just start. Let's just wing it. How about that? Let's just wing it. Let's do 1/8 of a teaspoon of 025 black. And let's see, what else do I have? That's probably not enough. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Okay. Let's see. Oh, why not? We got some Glimmerfin siren scales. I haven't even used these yet, so I have no idea how this is going to look in here. But we're just going for it, right? It's green. I think it's green, yellow, and pink. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Another 1/8 of that. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I don't know if that was the right call for this color or not, but I like it. Let's do 1/8 and see what it looks like. I think we'll probably do 1/4. We're going to have those clumps that need to break up. Yeah, we're doing another 1/8. So that's 1/4 of Glimmerfin siren scales. What else we got? Do we want to do anything else? I'm really amazed at how, I mean, it's down to 276, and it's still really workable. I mean, it's starting to, you know, there's a little bit on the edges, but alright, so we got it like a green brown. It almost looks like straight green pumpkin in the cup, and then this deep purple color. Got that Glimmerfin going on. Man, do we want anything else? I don't know. I say we leave it there. No, wait. I'll be right back. Okay, told you I'd be right back. Sonic. Just because I know this looks really good in Jelly Apple Red. Oh man, should we do this? I don't know. Let's just do a little bit. Let's do a 64th. Just a tiny little It's never really a 64th anyway. It's a little more than that. It's either going to be awesome or terrible. One or the other. Man, it is so hot out here, you guys. My sweat has sweat. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that plays off that purple. Nice. Alright, let's heat this back up. Get it vacked out again to help break up the siren scales. And then I'll see you back here to shoot it. Alright, we're back. I didn't bother vacuuming it again. The siren scales all broke up real nicely when it heated up. So now I'm just going to get it down around. Yeah, we're right there, 324. Clean that off. Put my glove on this time. Be smart. Put your glove on. Alright. Let's do it. There's one. Can't really see. And there's two. It's either going to look really good or not. But let's see if I can get you. So now that I see it there, I guess it still is kind of like a green pumpkin. It's more peanut butter. So we pretty much, I think this is what Lureworks Chameleon is. This one drank a lot and I didn't catch it in time. I don't know for sure. I've never actually used Lureworks Chameleon. But from what I remember, I think that's kind of what it does, is from a brownish peanut butter look to purple. So let's let these cool down again, and I'll come back and demold them, and we'll see what we got. All right, we're back. These are still really hot. I'm speeding through this because I'm dying of heat exhaustion at this point. So let's just demold this. One thing I mentioned about it seeming to have a longer working time, which I really appreciate, it also means you have to let it cool longer. Okay. Alright. So you can kind of see there, and see, yeah, that's a good shot. Very peanut butter. I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of between peanut butter and green pumpkin. It's definitely more brown than green pumpkin, but definitely more green than peanut butter. Does that make sense? So let's peel it. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, so definitely a changeable for sure. I think I oversaturated it, but that's okay. But if you let the light kind of let's see. Can't get my lighting just right here. Let me see if I'm going to turn on a flashlight. Yeah, you can kind of see there. Sorry guys, terrible lighting, but Yeah, you can see there. Let's pull this off here. The glimmer fin is really pretty. I like that. It's the first time I've used it. It was just sitting there, so it got the nod. That's like I mean, I'd use that in place of a peanut butter and jelly changeable, which I think is what that chameleon is supposed to be. You know, that brown to purple. But I still think this is a little different. Let me show you real quick. Well, let's get the other one out. Let's demold the other one real quick. Come on, play nice. Nope. Half on one side, half on the other. Again. Let's see. Can you see that any better in the tails? Man, now I know what everybody's talking about when they say the camera does not show what I'm seeing in person. Because I'm picking up a lot of that purple. You know, it's just the way the light hits it. Probably a little oversaturated for, well, for anything thicker than that leech, really. I mean, still a killer color. Just absolutely killer. I mean, I'm gonna fish them. You know, and you have to imagine that a lot of the times you got the sunlight coming down through it and the fish is looking up at it, so you've probably got more light pass through, light refraction than what you realize. Got that Sonic, just kind of gives it a hint of blue when the light bounces off. There you go. There you can see the purple. It's a lot deeper purple than what you're seeing here. What I wanted to show you real quick, this is obviously, you know, barring the chartreuse tips here, but this is one that I made out of jelly apple red and phthalo blue, almost the same ratio, definitely less saturated, but you can kind of see how the jelly apple red is more pink, where the jelly orange with the phthalo blue is more purple. So just kind of a little comparison there. Yeah, so that kind of wraps this up, guys. Where's it at? Jelly orange dye. Great color. Really like it. Here's the original. Going back to that, obviously much different. Much different than that. But, you know, great colors nonetheless. I think there's a lot of cool things you could do with this. You know, jelly apple red doesn't just mix well with blue, it mixes well with greens and purples. So, you know, there's a lot you could probably do as far as the changeable aspect as well. But I really like the color. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see me do. This is my first bait making video, so, you know, bear with me. It's not great lighting right now. It's not a great setup overall right now, but we'll get there. So yeah, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I can change other than the obvious with the lighting and stuff. And give me some ideas on what to try. Probably going to be looking at the Sexy Shad Blue for the next video. All right. Thanks, guys.